Hello and welcome to your Elddis Encore 250 handover. Throughout this video I'll be going through the basics of the water, the space heater and all the components so you have the basic understanding of how your motorhome works so you have the best experience when you go out in it. So to start off with, we'll go through the outside of the vehicle, starting with your domestic awning. Comes with an extendable winder. If you wind this anti-clockwise, it brings your blind in, and clockwise will then allow it to retract out. Your legs you want to put out when your awning comes out about a metre and a half, depending on your height when you can get to it yourself. So you have your safety lock there, which goes over and allows it to lock into place. So to put these away, you lift your safety lock up, unclip, put that away, that then folds up, and then just pushes into this locator here by spring, and that's it. And you just repeat with the other side, and then you just wind it until it's fully retracted. Moving on to your habitation door, we have a magnetic door catch which just easily releases. Your habitation door is also connected to the central locking, so all you need to do is unlock your vehicle with the keys, click it twice and it unlocks your habitation door for you as well. Located down here is your external gas barbecue point with fitting supplied. In this one you have your external 240 point, and in the one located next to it you have your 12-volt TV satellite area. Moving on to your gas locker, you have your Truma gas regulator with your adapter already fitted. You have space to fit 2 7-kilo bottles, and those there are your gas dispersal vents, which you do never ever block up. Moving around to the back of the motorhome, you have your 4 bike rack, your reversing camera and your TV aerial. Then here's your rear access locker into under the bed so you can put deck chairs, etc. It's a nice little storage space. Down here is where you put your hose pipe to fill up your fresh water tank. It's also got a little lock on there with a key, so obviously when you're not using it nobody can contaminate your water. And that there is just your external gas flow. Make sure that is also never blocked. Moving on to the other side, you have your mains electric hookup point. Again, the exact same slide up, put your electric in, and away you go. Underneath you have your blue fresh water tank drain valve. Moving slightly further on down, you have your grey waste water tank drain valve. You have your 2 fridge vents located there, and just in here you have your cassette toilet, which you simply just open and pull out, and away you go. Again, just push back in, allow it to click in, and you can close that back up. That's all there is to the outside of the Encore 250. Now we move on to the front cab of the Encore 250, which have your 2 swivel seats. The seats have the swivel bar located there that just pulls out and allows the chair to swivel all the way around. With the armrests, you have the little toggles underneath. When you put the armrests down, you can turn them to let them go higher, or you can turn them the opposite way to let them go lower. So you can suit them according to yourselves. on the outside of the seats, you'll have a front lever and a rear lever. Pulling these levers whilst sat on it will allow the chair to lift up at the front and again at the back. And again, whilst holding those and applying pressure down, you can then put the seat back down. And the bar at the front, located here, allows you to put it back and forwards. You have your glove box, one located there, and you also have your second glove box located there, which has all your paperwork in for the vehicle side of your motorhome. So everything Fiat, handbook, service books is all located in there. You have your 12 volt point, and you also have a USB point there as well. You have your DAB radio with phone connectivity. You have your aircon button located there. Obviously you have your dials, your outside ring to do your hot and your cold, and your inside dial which does the fan. And it's the exact same on the other one, with your outside ring locating where you want it to go, the bottom one locating there. You have your steering wheel, which you have your buttons for the radio. So you have the mute, you can put your volume up and down, and you also have the phone connectivity for answering and declining, and also scrolling through your contacts there. Moving on to the side, you have your electric mirrors, which is controlled by this knob here, which the front two arrows. The right obviously does the right side, the left side does the left wing mirror. And the ones at the back does the little mirrors at the bottom there. You also have your reversing camera with the remote control for your monitor. Now upon turning the ignition on, your reverse camera comes on automatically. On the passenger, driver and the front windscreen, you have your blinds. You pinch those little clips in there, and you just slide the blind across. There's just a magnetic strip at the end. And simply just pull away, slide it in, and make sure he clicks in. Same with the front ones. You pinch in, pull across, and the same with the other side. And they just complete in the middle with a magnetic strip. And again, make sure they're pushed back, fully locked in before travelling. And that is everything on the cab. Now moving on to your travel seats. There's one located under both of the front seating area. Now how you access these is you remove the cushions. These fronts you just lift up, allow them to go up fully from the rams. Now underneath, on both sides, you have two little levers, one located there on the leg and one located there on the leg. Now these you push up on both sides at the same time, and it allows you to drop this down flat, which allows you to put your seat up. So by clicking in those two buttons, you can drop that fully, like so, and then that will allow you to lift your seat up like this. Now your seat has two levers. Your top lever, which allows you to fold this up and away, and your bottom lever located there, which allows the whole arm to swing down and retract. And your seat simply just slots in there, and that's it. That is your travel seats on the Elddis Encore 250. Now onto your beds at the front seating area. You have this handle here, which you lift up to free from the carpets, and then you pull it out. That extends that side, and you do the same with the left side. Then you drop your cushions in from the front and down at the back, and that allows you to make up a 2-berth bed at the front. And simply with that, you do just push back in and make sure it's retracted fully. Moving on to the back, you have your island bed, which under the front mattress here, you have a handle. If you lift that up, it allows you access under to your boiler and a little storage area there. Also with the handle, if you pull it, it extends the bed out. You then pull the mattress forward, and your back panel of your mattress you can then fold down to the back, which then allows you to extend your bed out and make it that little bit longer. And again, you can push that back, push the handle in underneath. Your bed is now fully retracted back, and it allows you more of a walkway around throughout the day. Now moving on to your windows, roof lights and blinds. So your windows, simply just unlatch, and when you open your window out, you have one knob on the one side and one on the other. And what you'll do is you should tighten them wherever you want the window to stay open, and that allows your window to stay at that position however open you want it. And with the blinds, you have your first one, which just pulls down, locates the bottom, and that is your normal blind. And just at the top, you have your second, which is your fly screen. And they just both push up and then release out of the way. Moving on to your front blind above your cab, you have your little handle up here, which folds out and allows you to twist, allowing the window to open up fully. And again, when you rewind this back in, only wind it in until you feel the tension there, and then you can fold back up and lock away. And it's the exact same with the blinds. Pull up, first blind, and then your second one's your fly screen. Moving on to your large Hecky roof light, you have your button there, which pushes in, allows your bar to come down, and on the sides you have little slots there, which allows you to lift up and lock into place, and allows you for a small ventilation depending on how you want it. And again, to go back in, make sure you lift up and its button is clicked out before travelling. And on this one it's the same, one side is fly and the other side is your blind. Moving on to your small one just above your kitchen area, this bar here pulls down, and then that allows you to release the latches and pull back. They will catch on all of these little nibs, so you can open it wherever you want to. And again, when you put it back, make sure that latches in before travelling. Now I'll go through your electrical system. So obviously you have your light switches there, and you have your two 240 sockets in your kitchen. Up there you have your reading lights, which have a little switch located just on the side at the top, which allows you to turn them on and off. You have two located under the front seats there. You have two located above passenger and driver side, and also you have another two on the other side of the seating area. You also have your TV point to fit your TV, and you also have your TV power point, aerial and satellite, with your 240 points there as well in the front. Moving on to the rear, again you have your light switches, your 12 volt with your satellite and your TV aerial point, and again a 240 point located there. Located under your bed, you have your two little push buttons. Open that and that releases into your RCD box. So that's your main trip switches, all labelled at the top, and at the bottom is your 12 volt fuses located at the bottom, all labelled up as well. And you also have your isolating switch for your tank heater. So when you go to your winterisation on your Alde system in the advanced settings, you can go through to put your heating on for your tank to keep the winterisation of the van. Now moving on to your kitchen, we have an extendable worktop here that just folds up and clicks into place. To allow this to retract back down, you have a bar underneath which you lift up, releases your catches, and you can fold that down back out the way. You have your Russell Hobbs microwave and your top storage cupboards above your kitchen. You have your catches underneath. Now these you just pull towards you to release, allows you into your cupboard, which you'll have your manuals, your microwave plate, your fridge cover vents for your winterisation. And moving down, you have your worktop tray which covers your sink, and also you have your kitchen tap which is the same as your bathrooms with your hot and your cold, and also your colour visualisation underneath. Moving on to the drawers, if you go underneath the handle, lift your catch up and then pull, it releases it and allows you to go into your drawers, which in this one you have your cutlery tray. And then you push in, allow that, and make sure it clicks in, and make sure they're all like that before travelling. Now your bottom ones are push button. You can grab that and then open it, and then push it up, push back in, and it allows you to lock. Moving on to your cooker. Make sure your hob glass is always lifted before turning any of them on. Although it is toughened glass, if those are on whilst that is down and something drops on, it will just shatter because it's not protected by the heat. Now moving on, you'll have your electric hob switch there, which you can go from 1 to 6. Then with your gas ones, you'll have your hobs, grill, oven, and your other two hobs. That button there allows you to turn the light on for your oven, and that one there is your 12 volt for your spark. So when you twist your button, push your lever in and then activate the gas, and then that will allow you to light. Once it's lit, make sure you hold it for 10 seconds before releasing this knob, as it may cut out. And they're located in this one. Is your freestanding fold-away table. This just slides in on your runners at the top and is located there. Now to go through all your control panels. So this control panel here is your main master panel for all of the van. The one at the top is for your heating and your hot water, that's it. And those two there are just two little light switches. So we start off with your main control panel. So you'll have your master button, which puts 12 volt to everything. Then you'll have your pump button, which you simply press and it activates the pump, as you could probably hear. And it's also indicated on there if it's on or off. Again, you get your lights. You get the option of having them off or having them on. And then again with the awning light, pressing it on and off to turn your awning light on and off on the outside. You're going through these buttons simply puts you through to show your water level in your freshwater tank, your water level in your wastewater tank. You can go through all your settings, you can go through them, but they're more advanced and it's not your basic settings, and this is where it can get confusing. So I tend to miss those, but everything that you would need is in your manuals if you decide to go through all those settings. But going back through, you would then have your battery select, which you can select your leisure, and going across it indicates what voltage your battery is at. And then just your normal clock display, and that will dim down after a few minutes, so it'll go into sleep mode. Now moving on to your heating. That little electric symbol up there is to indicate that I've got mains electric plugged into the vehicle. So if you do not see that indication up there, it means it's not connected. Even if you've got a cable in, there might be a trip switch gone. Up there to show that it's circulating it through the system, as this is the Alde wet central heating system. So that's to indicate that your pump is currently running and it's pumping the water through the system, getting up to temperature. So if we go onto the menu, your top up there is your heating. So once this is on, this will do your heating and your hot water. So you can go up and select what temperature you would like the inside of the van. Now whilst this is doing the heating, it's also doing your hot water in the background. It's slowly heating that up. Now if you get to site and you want a shower, you want the hot water quicker, this little one under here is your hot water boost. So if you click that up, that'll prioritize your hot water over your heating. So that'll boost, get your hot water right up to temperature, then it'll focus on your heating. Now underneath, you have your electric. You have your three options. You have 3, 2, and 1 kilowatt, so you could run it off on your electric side. Now once that's off, you have your gas. You press that, it will then go through a sequence, light the fridge to light, and if it doesn't light, it'll come up with an error code on there. Now you can go down through your settings, down in the bottom right. Now that will go through, you can put timers, etc. That's the advanced settings again. I don't go into that, as that's where it can get confusing. I just like to go through the main control panel, which is all your basics. And that A there is your auto function. So if you've got mains electric plugged in and you run out of gas, it'll automatically switch over, and it just picks what one's going to be best to run off depending on what you're hooked up to, if you're hooked up to anything. And again, you just turn that off, and that's off. Now on to your Dometic fridge. On the handle there on the left side allows you to pull out, allows you to open your door. Inside you have your small freezer compartment at the top. By opening from the bottom allows that catch to release, and there's your freezer component and your main fridge. Now moving on to the control panel, that's your power button, turns all your lights on. Now moving through, you would select mains electric there. Once that's selected, you can go through what temperature you'd like to run the fridge at, how much you would like to put into it for how cold you'd want it to get and how quick. That is your reset button. So when you select gas or your battery or your electric and you've tripped the electric, you'd press that to reset it, which then allows it to go through your system reload, which then allows you to run it on your electric. Now if you select your gas side, that's lit up, and that will now go through a sequence of trying to light. Once that is done, that will all do it all by itself. It'll stop clicking and it'll be light. If it doesn't light, normally it's because you've just put a gas bottle on and you're just purging the air through. Then you have your battery selection. Now that's already gone into full, as that only runs when the vehicle is running. That works off your leisure and your vehicle battery. Don't think it just works off your leisure battery, because it doesn't. You need the engine to be running. So as soon as the engine's running, you can then select that, and then it will start working. It won't be giving you the beep of the error code. Again, just press the power button to turn it all off, and that's your fridge. Now we'll be talking to you about your Alde wet central heating system and the winterisation of your motorhome. So this located down here is your Alde wet central heating combi system. So you don't ever need to touch anything there. The only thing you would need to touch is this little yellow drain valve here. So when that's up in the upright position that it is now, that's currently draining. So think that your water is going down out the van as the way that it's pointing. But when you flick it down, it's pointing through. So that water is now going in that direction through and into the van. When you do that, you make sure for the winterisation, you open it up so it's in drain. You go to every tap in the van and you'll open it up so it's just between the hot and the cold, find the midpoint and leave it there. And that allows no air blocks in the system and allows it to drain fully. And moving on to over here, you have your wet central heating top-up system. So you have your maximum and your minimum marker there. If it does get a little bit low, at the top there is you can unscrew the cap and you just top your system up. And that's all you need to know on that one.